Can you hear? Can you hear me? Mic check. Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
Syphilis. Check one.
We're already recording.
Welcome to the Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. It's day 2 of the draft. We're halfway through round 3. We're taping this a little early because Eric's got to get got on Sunday.
Got to do it. 90 minutes. Can't wait. Battle of Winterfell coming up. If you're not watching, you're missing out.
Did you guys see LaShawn McCoy on Twitter ruining Marvel or Avengers for everyone?
Are you kidding me?
He's on Twitter because he's broken up about how it ends, and he's on Twitter like he's just like, oh, I can't believe it. This person dies and such. And I was like, and I read it not knowing.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I know.
I'm
Do you
sorry.
want me to tell you?
No, don't you dare. I would
me to-
murder you in this garage
you
so
want me to
fast.
tell
I
you?
would beat you to death with that trophy over there.
All right. Well, someone will touch you.
Yeah.
You're gonna beat me with that giant phallic trophy?
Yeah.
Brad's
Do
old
not ruin
championship
Endgame
trophy?
for me because I'm not seeing it until next weekend.
Where's the thing on top of it? Wasn't it like a Bud Light?
Oh, it's over there somewhere. It fell off. It needs to get glued back on. She's fancy sauce. Okay, guys. I'm a little preoccupied because the Padres need to close this damn game.
I will
But,
never
no.
draft LaShawn McCoy ever.
So
For
everybody,
any reason. Any circumstances now. Because
we're
of ruined
halfway
Endgame.
through round 3. Well, not even really halfway. We'll see how far into round 3 we get by the time we're done recording. But Eric, what was your favorite draft pick so far in the draft?
Ooh. That's an excellent question, Bob.
I'm ready if you
Do you
want me
need
to
a
go.
second?
Yeah, go ahead, Josh.
Josh, go ahead and fire it up.
I'll try and get somebody I like here.
There actually were a lot of great picks, but
There's a lot of funny picks.
Speaking from a fantasy perspective, I love the Noah Fant pick. Loved it. The Broncos traded back.
Well, that's your team.
They drafted Noah Fant, and he is going to be electric. I think he could be the second coming of Gronk.
Is he going to be like a slide?
What'd you say?
It's electric. How about you turn the volume down?
Copyright.
That,
Strike it. Infringement. Turn it off.
I don't know what to do. I'm new.
Not sponsored by Wrangler. Sorry.
Sorry, Wrangler. I wish we were sponsored by Voodoo Donuts. So my mother-in-law just came into town, and she brought some Voodoo Donuts, and dude, those things are banging.
Yeah. They have a place in, was it Denver? And then I think they have a place in Washington State too, in
Yeah,
Seattle.
now they're building one in Orlando for Disney World and Universal. Yeah.
Fire. Absolute fire.
They're very good. Very, very good. I had one with bacon on it, and it was just stupid. It was so unnecessary.
okay. Who cares about donuts? So Noah Fant. Why do you love Noah Fant? He's a Bronco because you're a Broncos fan for now.
Yes.
Yep. And we'll talk about why you would disown the Broncos in a little bit.
He was a red zone monster.
He was.
And he's going to be that guy. And guess who loves tight ends? Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco also likes the team wearing the other jersey.
True, but for fantasy purposes, I'm not drafting Joe Flacco. But would I take Noah Fant in a dynasty league? Yeah, sure would.
But what about redraft this year? Are you looking at him at all for a possible?
Yeah, I think
Tight end?
Yeah, you're going to look at him because he's going to be the starter. They don't have a pass catching starter.
They don't have any pass catches there at all, do they?
Yeah, are you
Emmanuel
kidding
Sanders
me?
is still hurt, is he not?
Who? Emmanuel Sanders?
Yeah.
They drafted 2 wide receivers last year.
Yeah.
And they did.
Cortland Sutton, who we'll
Cortland
see.
Sutton, who is great,
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
and then they drafted Emmanuel Sanders' replacement, whose name is escaping me at this time.
D'Angelo Henderson.
Yeah, no,
Not D'Angelo. What?
I don't remember his name.
God damn.
It's
Henderson.
escaping right now. It's escaping.
Danny, I
right
want you to look at me.
That's not what was supposed to happen. That was me throwing a pin. That's what
No,
the
but-
pins are on.
And their running back's going to get hurt, so that's okay.
now. As a junior, he had 39 catches, 519 yards, 7 touchdowns. In his sophomore year, he had 11 touchdowns. True freshman. He only had 1 touchdown, but he came in as a reserve, so he didn't play a lot. So in 2 seasons, the guy had 18 touchdowns. I'm telling you, he's a red zone monster. And
No, they had the stat last night. He had, I think it's 15 targets in the red zone, 12 of them for touchdowns.
And he ran a 4.5. I don't know if you guys know, but that's kind of fast.
It is. His blocking
For a
is-
tight end,
his-
it's excellent, yeah.
his
When
blocking
you match
is-
him up on a linebacker, that linebacker's effed.
But
Yeah.
his blocking
Oh,
is
he's toast.
suspect.
He's not there to block.
Yeah, he's
They
not.
have a, also they brought up, they have an old coach. Old coaches in their first year usually don't do well at 60 plus. They brought that up in ESPN. ESPN was getting very boring with what they were bringing up last night, and now after talking about the trades, which I didn't understand.
ESPN made a lot of questionable things last night.
Like Mel Kiper
Lee
kept his
Corso
hair.
being on the broadcast was probably their first mistake. I think he was
did
a
you watch
little
the ABC?
sauce.
I didn't watch the ABC.
So the stream was ABC on my iPad,
I
and
watched
Lee
ESPN.
Corso was pretty sauced. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure
He left early. He left like towards the end of the first round because I think it was past his
Was he
bedtime
Kevin
or whatever.
Hart at the
He's
Super Bowl?
old, dude.
I know he's old, but you're only there for the first round. You made it to pick 20. Why not stay?
Was he Kevin Hart at the Super Bowl?
I don't know.
I don't think it was that bad. Very red faced, probably a little sauced. Having a good time with who's the country star? Luke, was it Luke Bryant on there with him? I think.
Probably. Who knows?
Yeah.
Brad
All right,
Crazy was
Eric.
on ESPN.
Eric, who's your pick? Who's your favorite pick?
As
Oh my
as
God.
much as it pains me to say this, the Redskins staying pat and getting Haskins at 15. They played it. I mean, they
you know
did
what?
it
I
better than
love
anybody
this.
else.
Because in a dynasty league I'm in with Josh, a 2-quarterback Superflex. My quarterbacks are Case Keenum and Josh Rosen,
Bingo.
and we'll get into Josh Rosen here in a little bit.
Yeah, but I think Haskins there at 15. If you're looking at a dynasty quarterback, he's the starter. I mean, nobody's going to beat him out for the job. He's going to be playing from day one, most likely. I don't think Case Keenum is going to beat him out. I really don't.
I think he's
he'll
still a
win
work
the
in progress. I don't know if he'll be starting. He might start week 1, but he's still.
I think he'll win the job.
I like what he
from
said
Keenum.
immediately. He's like, "How do you feel about being drafted 15th?" He's like, "They done messed up."
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
play
"Oh,
with
snap."
I'm
so
gonna
Josh
remember
Rosen said
every
the same
bit
thing
of it.
last year, and you said you hated
Yeah,
me
but
for it.
Josh Rosen's a crybaby.
He's got wabs.
But no, you
Yeah,
said
he's
the
got
same
weak
thing.
ass booty syndrome.
You got to be consistent. All right, my favorite pick, Paris Campbell, wide receiver to the Colts. Another deep threat guy to go with Ty.
Does that make sense?
It does.
I thought they were going to take Metcalf, to be honest
who
with
can
you.
also
but-
run routes.
Yeah.
Well, because he can run routes.
Right.
We all love.
You want a
Metcalf.
guy that can actually
we love Metcalf.
turn to the left and right occasionally.
So let's get into round 1. It started off with a bang, and then round 1 got boring.
I think it
Super
was
fast.
pretty boring for the
I mean,
most
it was
part.
great. It was great for real football, but for fantasy purposes, for a fantasy show, not a lot to talk about in the first round. We
Not
have
pretty chalk. Pretty bad.
number 1 pick, Kyler Murray. Eric, I'm gonna let you do this because you're the kind of one that was high on it. Thought it would be a good thing for
Ooh,
Arizona in the
yes.
last show. So now that it's a real thing, how does this affect the Arizona Cardinal offense?
I think DJ stock just goes up.
Yeah, Josh Rosen is officially gone too. Got traded to Miami.
Right. So he's going to walk in as the starter day one. No questions about that, whether Rosen or him he's going to play. So yeah, I think DJ stock goes through the roof. If they can get somebody for him to actually throw the ball to, that'd be great too. Larry Fitz still there. He's good. He's getting that towards the end of his career, but he's a great possession receiver. He's still probably going to catch a ton of balls. So in a PPR league, Larry Fitz, maybe it rejuvenates him a little bit. And then DJ, if they're running like read option, RPO style stuff, I think they could do great things together with his speed and DJ's skills in the open field.
Yeah, they did. They do have a young wide receiver. I always forget the guys. Not Pettis. They drafted last year. Who did they draft?
Pettis went to the Niners
Niners. Who the hell did they draft last year?
because they drafted one and Carolina drafted one,
Yeah,
and so did Atlanta. And they all got some good young receivers last year.
I do this every week too.
I know the problem is right now I'm so focused on the draft that I like actual players who have already played in the NFL. Their names are escaping
That's true.
me.
And I haven't looked at depth charts
he-
that hard yet because
Christian
the draft
Kirk.
hasn't happened.
He had a couple
so.
good games last year,
Christian
then he
Kirk.
got hurt. Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
So they do have some, and they signed Kevin White. Forgot about that.
Yeah, they did.
What did Cliff Kingsbury say about him?
Said he hyped him up pretty hard.
Did he say he could be a number one guy? Is that accurate? Is that what he said?
it was along those
Something
along
like that?
those lines? Not that exact quote, but yeah.
We'll see. Maybe Kyler Murray makes a star out of Kevin White. Who knows?
I could be a number one guy.
Yeah. All right, so that was number 1 pick, and then we talked about Josh Rosen. Let's go ahead and cover Josh Rosen. The Dolphins traded a 3rd-round pick for him. Yeah, so
No, the Dolphins traded a second rounder.
Second round
It
pick?
was just a late because they traded back.
I think it was
Yeah,
like
they traded
57 or
back.
something like that, or
No, it was-
62.
it was the
62,
Saints' original
62.
second-round pick.
Yeah, it was very late.
So
It was late.
how does this affect Josh Rosen? Does he start day 1, or is it the Fitzmagic show?
I think Fitzmagic is going to play the mentor, and they're going to get Rosen in there.
So Rosen starts, Every time Fitzmagic is a backup, the starting quarterback gets hurt.
That's fact. That's a fact.
That is true.
Hurt or suspended. Because Jameis wasn't
Well,
hurt.
he also got hurt as well. But yes.
Yeah. And he also played like crap.
Yeah. So something
Get ready for
might
Rosen to go
happen.
down.
So if you're out there,
Get ready
do you
for
think Rosen could do well in Miami?
No.
With Devontae Parker?
No.
Okay.
Not with the
Sucks for Monty
current,
Parker.
not with the current team around him. However, if they could get a tackle, like a left tackle somewhere along the line, somewhere in the second or third round, and then they can build.
They need
There's a
a
lot
lot
of good
help.
interior linemen coming up in free agency next year, so they could finish off the line with pieces through free agency next year. They're going to have a ton of cap space. Then I would say he has a better chance. Currently, with their current constructed roster, I don't think either of them succeed.
If Miami has another bad year and they get a top 3 pick and they draft Tua next year, is Josh Rosen has the worst luck or the best luck of any player ever? Because the money's still guaranteed no matter what. Like
No, that would be Sam Bradford, sir.
Absolutely.
No
That man
one has
keeps
been
getting
paid-
checks no matter
injury,
what.
with no injury.
Well,
Josh
no one
Rosen?
has been paid more for doing less than Sam Bradford in the
He's
NFL.
right. He's 100% right.
He's no Gilbert Arenas.
Jamarcus
I'll give you
Russell,
that.
I think Jamarcus
Well,
Russell.
John Wall's going to be that guy soon.
Oh.
Hold on, Jamarcus Russell really didn't do anything.
Yeah, but Jamarcus Russell didn't keep getting paid. Like,
Yeah, okay,
Sam
but-
Bradford's
made
still
a
getting
career.
paychecks to this day.
He made a career out of it.
But he
Yeah.
shows up every now and then. The clipboard Jesus really didn't do anything, and he made money.
He didn't make
Yeah,
as
but
much
he
as
was
Sam
he
did.
was
didn't
so
make it
handsome though. Charlie Whitehurst,
Yeah,
so handsome.
Once he started going full clipboard Jesus with the beard and stuff, he
No, I
wasn't that
loved
handsome
it.
anymore.
Absolutely,
I liked it.
he can
All
back
right.
me up any day.
Okay, so the next skill position player is T.J. Hawkinson.
Well, it wasn't. We didn't talk about our next quarterback that was drafted, sir.
Oh yeah, I did jump him. didn't
Possibly the funniest.
I
moment
jumped
of the
Daniel
draft
Jones. Oh
so
yeah,
far.
Daniel Jones
The best pick of the draft.
to the Giants at 6. Does he start this year?
No, I don't think he does.
And I have no clue what the Giants are doing, so I don't know.
It's not Dave Gettleman's job to tell you what he's doing. He has a plan, and it's not his job.
He
to tell
doesn't
you.
have a plan.
That's a direct quote from Dave Gettleman.
I know
don't
it
think
is, but he doesn't
know-
have a plan.
But I don't think he knows what his plan is.
He will bad.
We didn't sign him just to trade him. And then they traded him.
And then he was a locker room problem. And Odell said, well, if wanting to win is a locker room problem, then I was a problem.
All of Dave Gettleman's picks have been replacements for people he has traded away or let go in free agency. Landon Collins, Odell Beckham Jr., and Olivier Vernon.
It's all bad.
It's all bad.
So Daniel Jones, 6th pick over, but the biggest surprise of the draft to me.
Yes.
Well, at least skill position wise. There were some questionable picks of defensive.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to watch
Raiders,
Haskins
yeah.
eviscerate them every year for the next 10 years.
Cleveland Farrell. Well, I don't know, man. I saw a tweet and I thought it was so funny. They're like,
Was it the picture of the Giants fan?
no, it was like Daniel Jones looks like a guy who in a Peyton Manning movie
He's playing Eli.
would play Eli.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And he
Yeah.
kind of does. Looking at this picture.
It's
I'm
very
like,
true.
I could see that.
Especially with the picture they used for that specific tweet. He looks very Magoo, very, very like unknown actorish.
Yeah, I
Not
thought
great.
I thought you guys were going to talk about the tweet that came out with the Giants fan who was in shock when they picked it and said, "When you realize your team just became the new Browns."
Ooh.
no, yeah, they are.
They kind of are,
Did
though.
you see
But
Joe
are they?
Budden?
Because at least the Browns have been young this whole time. They are old.
But the Browns were bad for so long, though. I don't know if that's really
That was
fair
coaching.
to say.
Though. It was coaching.
Because when the
the
Giants,
Giants have been bad since their last Super Bowl. They've only had one playoff appearance.
they have 2 Super Bowls in the past, 10 years? That's not
15.
terrible.
But I'm saying
15?
since their last Super Bowl, they have one playoff appearance.
At least they can say they've
I know
won
you're
Super
a Cowboys
Bowls.
fan.
He's
so
a Cowboys fan. That's what
So,
I'm
like
saying.
we say,
At least they can say they
if you
won
wanna
Super
go back
Bowls.
to '94. Woo.
There's no, like, the Browns,
Back when I was 8.
Browns fans have it way worse. Way worse.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
The drive.
you can say you're the new Browns all you want. You're not. Like, calm down.
Okay, so Daniel Jones.
Terrible.
Nobody
pick.
wants to touch him in fantasy, correct?
No.
Not fantasy relevant.
I don't
another
even-
guy that's not fantasy relevant.
I don't even
think
want him in Dynasty. Like,
I don't even think
a 2 quarterback.
they're
would
so
probably be
dedicated to
maybe.
Eli. He will not see the light
They're
of day,
not,
barring
though.
injury.
they're not.
They benched Eli for freaking.
That
what's
was
his
the
name?
coach. That was the coach's decision.
The Jets' old
Gettleman,
quarterback. The Jets' old
Gettleman
quarterback.
has this blind devotion, this blind faith for Eli. Granted, yes, they drafted his replacement, but I bet you see him sit for 2 to 3 years.
I don't think 1 year. I think 1 year.
I bet you
max.
see 2. I bet you see 2.
All right. TJ Hawkinson, the best tight
Doomed.
end out of Iowa.
100% doomed.
He is a better all around tight end. I'm not going to lie to you about that. I'm not.
And
Gonna
he had
deny
better
that.
numbers this past year.
Yeah, I'm not denying any of that, but I think for a receiver, I wanted Noah Fant.
And he's on the Lions, who have never used a tight end correctly.
Bye-bye.
Ever.
Doomed.
Buy your career.
Well,
later.
no.
Bye, Felicia.
Ebon's career is coming along just fine now.
Yeah, not
after
with the
he left
Lions,
Detroit.
though.
Hey, if that's what it takes.
No, he's their third tight end taken in the first round in whatever 10 years I think it is, and he'll get hurt or be used incorrectly. When has Matt Stafford ever made a tight end look good?
He even looks
Like
sad.
really good.
When
He should be sad. He knows he's doomed. He knows he's going to get hurt.
Bigger question is, when has Matthew Stafford made any player look better than they really are?
Other than Calvin Johnson
made
Calvin Johnson lived up to
Matthew Stafford
look better. Yeah, absolutely. Calvin Johnson got Matthew Stafford paid multiple times.
Yes,
Uh,
exactly.
I feel bad for Hawkinson. I really do, because I don't think he's going to do anything.
No, he's a better blocking tight end. He's still a good receiving tight end, but they used a 2 tight end set. I would have really liked these guys, one of these guys, honestly, to go to New England. And I know that sounds
That would have been
stupid,
glorious, but
both of these guys could have done very well in New England system.
Fant particularly would have been
New
ridiculous
England
with
did
Tom
sign
Brady.
a tight end, so maybe that's why they went wide receiver, which we'll get into in the first round.
Safarian
Yeah.
Jenkins?
Yeah, ASJ, baby.
They did. Jinkies.
All right, Dwayne Haskins was next up.
Zoinks.
You kind of brought it up, Eric. Dwayne Haskins. You think he starts week 1?
I do. I think he beats Keenum out. I really do.
Josh, you think he starts week 1?
Do you think he beats who out?
Case is what he meant.
Casey Keenum.
Oh, I thought you said Cam. I'm like, what?
Oh, no, I can't. Wait, no.
No, yeah, I think Dwayne Haskins is better, but if they're smart, they'll let him develop.
Because they don't want to break a leg.
All right. Well, you're right. He had a 70% completion rate throughout his college career. He threw for almost 5,000 yards.
He threw 50 touchdowns last year.
Threw 50 touchdowns, almost 4,800 yards in just 14 games. So I think Dwayne Haskins is probably one of the better quarterback prospects, to come out of Ohio State in recent memory. And I really do like this pick. I just think the problem here is Jay Gruden is his coach, and that is not good for
You
development.
got Kirk Cousins paid.
Did he?
Kirk Cousins got
kind
paid.
of.
He did.
He
Yeah,
got
he did.
franchised twice and then paid.
Yeah, so he got paid a lot.
I mean, if you're getting
Frankly.
franchised, you're getting paid pretty well.
Yeah.
His NFL comparison by Lance Zierlein is Drew Bledsoe.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like how Stephen A. Smith said, no, he's a runner. He's a runner. I'm
He's
like,
not a runner at all.
He's not a runner. His footwork is terrible.
They
actually.
literally changed the entire offense at Ohio State because he couldn't run that well.
Yeah. He's a very, very talented player.
But he could sling it. So
right.
I think he'll win the job in training
because
camp.
he's a Urban Meyer quarterback, so he's played in the spread out of the shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see his footwork coming out. But so if you guys had to pick, you had to pick one of these quarterbacks to be your quarterback in 1 year. So redraft this year, Dwayne Haskins, Kyler Murray. Who you taking? You have to take one of them. They're going to be your quarterback.
I can't pick Daniel Jones or Drew Lock.
You can throw Daniel Jones in there if you want, because I know it's not going in there.
I want Haskins.
Haskins? I think, honestly, Kyler Murray has the better weapons.
Yeah, honestly, man. Yeah, I'd go with Kyler Murray just because Haskins doesn't have the infrastructure or the
In Dynasty,
or the scheme, in my opinion. At least Kingsbury is probably going to bring something fresh and more college oriented, which will be better for his development as opposed to Jay Gruden doing Haskins stuff. So I still think Haskins will get the starting
Okay,
job.
Dynasty,
though.
does it change for either of you?
No, not for me.
Yes.
You would
But
take
it's,
Kyler Murray?
but it's dependent on where you are. If you're like a quarterback away maybe from winning and you want to win now, I do think next year Kyler Murray will put up better fantasy stats than that. But for the long haul, I really do believe that Dwayne Haskins is going to be the better guy.
Okay. They need to get some weapons there in Washington.
No, they'll just go get Pierre Garçon. He's a free agent again. So go get Garçon.
I think Kyler Murray, the only real question is if he stays healthy. Haskins has the frame to take hits and stay healthy, whereas Murray probably isn't going to play at 207, whatever he weighed in at the combine. That's not going to be his playing weight.
No.
So
All right, next up, Noah Fant. Josh, you already brought it up. Eric, anything you want to add about Noah Fant?
no, I thought it was a great move by Denver. I messaged you guys last night about it. They traded
actually
back.
drafted back. They
Right.
fell back.
They moved back and still got the guy they wanted. I thought that was a great move. Fant's an awesome receiver.
Mm.
Josh already went over his stats. And Flacco does use his tight ends, so
good.
we'll see.
All right, before we get to the next guy, I want everybody to get out, dump some Skittles on the ground. There's some news out there. Marshawn Lynch has said he's retiring. He's
Pull it up.
Officially.
Retiring. But for Marshawn, we don't know what that means.
For Marshawn, he's like, I'm out.
Yeah.
That means when they're finally in Vegas, he's coming back.
Well, he wanted to go to Oakland because he's from Oakland. He loves Oakland. He's all about Oakland.
Yeah.
He reps.
Yeah, but Vegas.
Oaktown,
it's
baby.
Vegas.
Yeah. So, what's your favorite Marshawn Lynch moment, Eric? I told you to get ready for this
When did you tell us to get ready for this?
like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
actually.
2 weeks ago?
I told you
As
guys
soon as
what
we found
mine
the
was.
news out.
I barely remember yesterday.
Okay.
The one I think,
Josh, go ahead and
the
go.
one I think everyone points to is the beast mode, the earthquake play.
That was ridiculous.
So,
yeah.
since we're on radio,
and that's
can you
the first thing that came to my mind.
explain it for everybody.
Okay, so it was a wild card game. The Seahawks were actually 7-9 that year, and they
Had
won,
no business being in the playoffs.
They were playing the Saints, the defending Super Bowl champions.
and
Yeah.
they beat them, sir, because of this run by Marshawn Lynch. He took the ball and what was like a 60-yard run.
Yeah.
But he broke
so many tackles.
he broke so many. He was tired of breaking tackles, and then at the end of it, and this is what I actually like. My favorite Marshawn Lynch memory is whenever he jumped in. He jumped in backwards and like put his arm behind his head as if he was laying in a hammock. But then he went ahead and grabbed the old family jewels for everyone to see. And I was like, that's my guy. I like that
Ball
dude.
behind his
Ride
head.
or die
Yeah.
for Marshawn for
Yeah,
life.
I was like, that's my dude right there for sure, 100%.
And that's a great moment. And actually, during that, you can actually, there's seismographic proof that the fans at the stadium caused an earthquake in Seattle when he trucked the last guy.
Hence the earthquake play.
Yeah.
It was an incredible play, dude.
So
Eric, do you have another one, or is that just
it's kind of a tie for me, but they don't involve his on the field
okay?
prowess.
That's great. That's still a
That's
memory.
fine,
Right?
Because we
Okay.
did Gronk, we talked about off the field stuff.
Him with Bear Grylls,
Oh,
100%
Yeah.
pure comedy.
Yeah, that was
Sitting there down in Skittles,
Which he
there's
wasn't
like-
supposed to have.
Right? He's like Bear. He's eating them. He's like, Marshawn, you're not supposed to be eating those. Like, we're gonna eat this snake, and he's like, no, I'm good. Hilarious. So him with Bear Grylls, too funny. And then, of course, the iconic, I'm here so I don't get fined.
That's a good one, too.
Because, I mean, those are some of the best press
I
conferences.
think the
ever.
Bear Grylls one for me.
So,
It's too funny, man.
so Bear Grylls was on Levitard last week, I think it was, and he was talking about how NBC straight up went to him and was like, look, what kind of money would it take for you to just go around the world with Marshawn Lynch and just go different places? We just want the two of you on camera doing whatever. And he said, nah, I don't think that's really what I want to do with my life. So he turned
But
it down.
everybody's got a
but-
price.
Yeah. Right.
I don't think that's what I want to do. How does $50 million sound? Me and Marshawn could be hanging out a
We'll
lot.
see now that Marshawn's officially retired. Maybe that's something that comes up.
Marshawn's my guy.
My favorite, and this is all the way from a Cal Bear thing, and I think I brought it up many times, is just when he got out there pre-game, got like the little golf cart, and he's just doing donuts on the field, driving around, hanging out the side of it, just like a kid.
Yeah.
Like a kid that's out to be there. I think this is what people forget about Marshawn, because the most things we remember about Marshawn is like, he doesn't like talking to the media. He's mean.
You want to turn that down, Brad, maybe? Golly,
Goodness.
rude. No, that's the thing is that people give him a bad rap, but with all the other stuff that's happened in the league, like domestic violence, things like that, like Marshawn, yeah, he's outspoken and he's defiant, but he's ever committed any crime? Not that I'm aware of that he's committed a crime. He's probably smoked weed.
Oh, he's definitely
Oh,
done
I'm
that.
But he's from California and that's legal.
Remember he got kicked out of that the game for breaking up the fight? He hit the ref to go grab Marcus Peters, a player on the other team.
Yeah.
He came off the sideline, pushed the ref out of the way to get his fellow Oakland guy away from the play.
They're cousins too.
Yeah.
No, I like Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, no, me too.
And
My
the
hope.
reason I bring Marshawn Lynch up, so we can keep talking about him, Eric. Go ahead and finish your thought.
Oh, my one thing for him is that I hope this happens. Marshawn, Gronk, tag team champions of the world.
Oh, dude,
that would be so dope.
Oh, it'd be so sick. Vince McMahon, make it happen. Please make it happen.
That would be so much fun to
Oh, I
watch.
want that so bad.
Because just the stuff they would do would be just absolutely
Oh,
hilarious.
I want it so bad.
So the reason we bring Marshawn up, the Raiders took a running back in the first round.
Oh, what a terrible pick.
Josh Jacobs.
I like his
Jingleheimer
first
Smith.
name. Solid first name.
Josh Jacobs, Jingleheimer Smith.
Yeah.
That's my name.
So
too.
my question is, why at 24 when you probably definitely could have had him at 27.
But
Was there a concern that
the Raiders took who they wanted when they came up?
No, I get that, but who is going to take him? Obviously,
Why roll
the
the
Ravens don't need a running back, and neither do the Redskins. So why
You don't know that the Redskins do.
they got juice
Yeah, who's coming off?
and they got AP?
So you guys,
They're fine.
Did you guys know that Josh Jacobs wasn't even the starter on his team?
He wasn't.
He was not.
He was not, and he did score 11 touchdowns this past season for Alabama. But let's be honest, once they get inside the goal line, they're going to give it to him. He had 120 carries. That's it. He got 640 yards. He had 5.3 yards a carry, but he was behind an NFL offensive line in college, so I'm not giving him a lot of credit for that. And he caught 20 passes. Great. The problem is that he's never been, and this is with him being the focal point. Even the year before that, 284 yards. The year before that, 156 yards. I think this was a reach, and it was a bad reach.
Big reach.
So
Absolutely.
the only thing I will say about it is usually the problem with Alabama running backs when they get to the NFL is that Nick Saban has ran them into the ground. He usually runs his running backs into the ground.
So
by
he's
the time they get in there,
fresh.
they have a lot of, so
He's got a lot of legs left on him.
he does. And we'll see what these miles go. And we'll see if that Oakland offensive line can get to what it was 2 years ago when it was one of the most dominating offensive lines out there.
If ifs and buts were candy
Yeah.
nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas.
Exactly. But I'm saying they were there. They had injuries last year. If they can get back to that and you can get some semblance of MVP style Derek Carr, which he was an MVP candidate 2 years ago.
I don't think he'll ever be that guy again. But
No, but if we can get something close to that.
yeah, I think you're going to get 7 yards a throw every time from him now.
It's good to have a starting running back, and he can do some receiving.
But not
He's
in
better
the
than Doug
first
Martin, right?
round. Nobody
Doug
was
Martin's
going
a
to
free
take
agent.
this
He's
guy in
not
the
even
But I
first
mean,
round.
that was their
Yeah.
other option was to re-sign Doug Martin. It's better than Doug Martin.
Yeah, it's better than Doug Martin, and because the only other running back on the roster is still Jalen Richard.
But they could have got him at 35.
Dwayne Washington or
No, I think it's just Jalen Richard.
Richard. Yeah.
So
They could have got him at 35.
I think they
saying.
could have grabbed him in the second round.
They could have probably, but they took the guy they wanted when they were there.
Yeah, and that's the same thing they did with their first pick.
Yeah.
When they took Cleveland Farrell, they look. I give them their credit. They're doing it their way. They want to do it how they want to.
They're
do
getting
it.
their guys. Again, that number 4, he seemed like a reach at number 4 as well. All of their picks seemed like a reach,
But,
honestly. But
Get your man. Go for it. Go
I guess.
shoot your shot.
the thing,
And I will tell you that Mel Kiper called this pick. He said,
sure.
if they're looking at running back, they're going to take him right here.
Yeah, he
That's
did.
where I have him graded. This is where he's at, and boom, it would happen.
Gruden's
Yeah.
got time. He's still got 9 years left in that deal, boys.
Guarantee money.
Yeah, he's good.
The thing that killed me is that ESPN, I don't remember which guy it was. They were like, Josh Jacobs, 3 down back.
Mayock came out in the
Oh,
report.
Mayock said that later.
Mayock said that to reporters when they asked him about it.
I completely disagree with that. 100%.
We'll find out.
We will find out.
I think
Maybe he meant 3 downs a game.
A game.
the
3
problem
downs
is
makes
a
more
half.
sense. That makes
right
more
now he is a starter. He's a starter for an NFL team, and you're probably going to take him in the first round of your dynasty draft.
Yeah, with nothing else there. If they don't sign somebody else, he's
Yeah.
the guy.
You're not going to like it.
You don't think there's
It's just like eating
anybody
cauliflower.
that could
You'll
have
eat
possibly gone in the second or
like
third round you would take ahead of him?
No,
In a dynasty draft?
no.
it. In a dynasty draft, you have to shoot your shot.
And he's a guy that could do it.
If you need a running back, you need a starting running back this year. This is the guy. He's going to get drafted in the first round for that very reason.
Yes, because
I
he's
guarantee
the only
it.
guy on the team. We are starting up a draft, I think, in like 2 days.
Okay.
So you might take him.
I might take him, or I might be having to take one of these quarterbacks because all
that's
my quarterbacks
sad.
are dead.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
All right. The last pick of the first round.
Nope. We skipped over Baltimore's guy.
Oh, we did we? Baltimore?
AB's cousin, dude.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like it's going to matter because he's going to Baltimore.
Yeah.
But
So, well, it's not going to matter for 2 reasons. Good old Hollywood Marquez Brown, AB's cousin, like you said, out of Oklahoma, was Kyler Murray's guy. But he had no, he's not the Liz Frank injury. He's going to be on the pup. He's going to start the season on the pup. They've already said it. He's not going to be there week 1. He's going to come in mid-season.
he's recovering.
He's recovering. So he's not going to be there this year. Supposedly, whatever I said, he can run all the routes, but he's 5'9", 166 pounds.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, there were crazy comparisons to him to Deshaun Jackson last night,
Which is absurd.
which I think is absurd.
Yeah. I don't like the pure speed guys. because they never really seem to
I don't
work
think he's
out.
a pure speed guy. I think he has a lot more route running ability than just like a John Ross.
But are they going to use him in that way?
Well,
'Cause it seems
for one,
like-
Lamar Jackson doesn't just throw a deep ball well, so
He doesn't throw the ball well anywhere.
exactly. So Lamar Jackson,
And they run the ball more than any team in the
for him to
league,
be
so-
somewhat fantasy relevant, they need Lamar Jackson to become a better passer before you even want to touch him at all. Because will he have a game? Maybe not this year, but next year, or the year after, will he have one game where maybe he has 2 touchdowns and 60 yards? Maybe,
And
but
sell him.
yeah, but that's it. But he's not going to have anything this year.
You think they'll use him as a returner?
Maybe, but not this year. This year, he's not going to be there week 1.
No, but he's saying like
No,
you
but
think they're
special
gonna
teams
use
is a
him.
good way to work him into things. So maybe they use him as a
They
kicker,
probably-
punt returner.
I don't know.
They probably will. But
I'm not saying that makes him worthy of a draft pick in a dynasty league or even a redraft league for that matter. But
you're talking about pure football.
I think it's
it could be. Well, I mean, down the road, if he does morph into a good returner as well as a decent receiver,
Like
I mean,
a
you
Deshaun
could
Jackson.
right. You could look at him in that way, but I don't.
because Deshaun Jackson was a great returner and became a great wide receiver.
Yeah,
It's
he could be that guy.
it's really the next guy that I'm very excited about.
Okay, the guy I tried jumping to.
Yeah, we just had to talk about.
We
couldn't
did. No,
skip
he's a
over
Baltimore guy.
Hollywood.
I want nothing to do with this year. Even in Dynasty, he falls towards the back end because he's just set him on your bench and wait. Let him blossom.
Did you say sit on the bench?
Yep.
Oh, I thought. Oh, okay. I thought you said
Josh is hearing things.
sit on your bitch, and I was like, what?
Yep. All right. Keneal Harry. On the
Nikhil?
32. I don't know what's his name.
Nikhil.
Nikhil?
It's pretty.
like Keanu.
it's pretty.
No, it's
Keanu.
in Kill. Henry.
Rick Ankiel?
Can't even say it now. Give it a go. To the Patriots. Go.
73 catches, 1,088 yards, 9 touchdowns, and
Bust.
only 12 games for the Arizona State Sun Devils. I like it. 6'2", okay, 6'2", 228 pounds. I think he has the potential to be the total package, and I think if anyone can maximize his value, it will be Mr. Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
So-
they have taken quarterbacks in the first round a lot lately.
If
And
you're
none of them pan
if
out.
you're going to be consistent, you're worried about Hawkinson going to Detroit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they ruin tight ends. Bill Belichick ruins first round receivers. So if you're going to keep any consistency about things like that, then yeah, he's probably not going to turn out. Does he have the physical attributes to be a really good possession receiver in that offense? Absolutely, because he fights for the ball. He's got an insane catch radius. He makes catches that other guys are guaranteed either not even going to get their hands on or will more than likely drop. So is he Brady's new favorite toy now that Gronk's gone? Probably, but again,
But
No,
he's
it's
not.
really not.
He's not a field stretcher, and they have guys underneath. Like
but
crazy.
Brady doesn't throw a good deep ball anymore. They don't need a field stretcher.
You
He
still-
definitely don't.
But you still need a guy to keep him honest. You still need
he have a deep
the
ball?
Chris Hogan streaking down the field like a madman.
Okay,
Or Josh
so-
Gordon. Even though Josh Gordon didn't catch him, they'd throw him a few, and like it would be incompletion.
Yeah, but they'll find some dude off the street or some eighth guy on their roster, and he'll be their go-to like deep threat to keep
And
them
that's
honest.
That's why I'm worried about him. I want nothing to do with him in redraft. He's not a wide receiver. I'd rather look to these second round guys we're going to get into.
I wouldn't take him in a redraft. Might take a late flyer on him in a dynasty league.
You know which receiver I would be taking? Rolling in the second round?
Debo?
Debo Samuel. Going to the Niners. He's got the new Brady.
I thought you were going to talk about Debo's
have
deal.
What you got on my 40 drop? What you got on my 40, son? Why do we not? We need that. Can we post edit this? We'll just fix it in post.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. We don't have to
Do
do
we
that.
got to do?
No, I'm just
We'll
kidding.
make it work.
But yeah, Debo, I like this. And his comparison from Lance Zierlein is Pharaoh Cooper. I think he's better than Pharaoh Cooper. But he is still a smaller guy. He's only 5'11", but he's super fast. And he's got the nickname Debo because he's a very tough guy.
It's not his nickname. It's his God-given name.
From
4'8",
Friday though, right?
4'8". He's not very strong. He only had 15 reps on the bench press, but Debo is a guy who he could be very dynamic and change the faces of offense.
Yeah, and what he is, he's a touchdown guy. And they didn't have that. They don't have that. They have George Kittle, and they have a bunch of...
What was his 3-cone? Do you have his 3-cone?
I did.
Oh, don't yell at me.
Go back to
Sorry.
Let me
Oh my God.
fix this.
I'm just curious.
So what you guys talk about this? Vlad Guerrero came up and got a double today.
Good for you, Vladdy.
7-0. He had a 7-second 3-cone drill, basically.
So, not bad. Not great. Not
Better
bad.
than DK Metcalf's.
Well, yeah. DK Metcalf apparently can't, like...
He had no body fat to like, so his bones were.
It doesn't
brittle.
matter. He can't turn enough to reach down and touch his toes. So.
Yeah, would you say that to his face?
Yeah.
Hell no, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
Are you kidding me?
What's he gonna do?
Literally Debo you
Hit
from
me with
Friday.
him recording me, or me recording him, and then I sue him?
Okay.
Easy money. Easy money.
Well,
he could whip your ass.
You know what? Everybody's recording everything now.
all right. So I think we'll use. So anything else we need to add about Debo? Do you like him this year, Josh?
No.
As a late round,
As a flyer? Like my lottery ticket?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Late round guy.
Yeah.
Any of these receivers, even Nikhil, and then Debo, Metcalf, late round flyers on those
Yeah,
guys
like last
in
round,
a dynasty.
last round pick. Put them on your bench. Let them sit there for a week or two, and then drop them to the waiver wire if they're not doing anything.
Yeah, if redraft, I wouldn't look at any of these guys for anything.
The good thing about Debo is I know he's going to be in a pass-first offense with 7,000 running backs.
Tevin Coleman, baby.
Yeah. All righty. But you brought up a good point, Eric. Everybody's recording everybody. So in the saga that is Tyreek Hill,
See what I did there?
Oh.
new
Easy
information
segue.
has came up. So let's get into some news here real quick, guys. So first off, the first thing I want to say about Tyreek Hill.
Do you want our personal opinions or our unbiased?
No, let's put up the reports and actually what has happened.
Okay.
So first thing that came out was the charges were dropped, pretty much.
Right.
They could not prosecute him. The DA said they are pretty sure that a crime was committed, but they did not have enough to convict, so they didn't pursue trial. Because if they pursue trial and he gets off innocent, then you can't bring him back up again. They can bring the charges up again if they get more evidence.
Right.
So, literally later that day, new evidence came out. It was an audio recording.
TMZ
correct?
killing the Chiefs single-handedly, by the way.
Well, it was actually the local news station. in
Yeah,
Kansas City.
it was a Kansas City,
news station.
like Channel 4 or something.
Yeah. It was
Oh,
like the AB
I read that TMZ got a hold of it first.
Well, they might have got a hold of more of it, but
Yeah.
what ESPN was reporting and everything was I believe it was the ABC affiliate in Kansas City.
Okay.
Came out with it. It is a video, Tyreek Hill saying a lot of bad words and also saying that you also need to be scared of me with some explicitives in there to his, the mother of the child saying, and then the mother of the child saying that daddy did it. Explaining more of what happened. I know Josh is very passionate about this. And
I'm disgusted.
yes.
Absolutely. 100%.
So we talk all the time about the NFL doesn't really act until they get video evidence or pictures, even text messages in the Adrian Peterson thing. We have that now.
We have audio, yeah.
We have audio.
We also have audio of the mother of the child saying that she lied to police for Tyreek Hill.
Yes, which
is even more
CPS,
damning,
Child
so.
Protective Services.
so yeah. When we first reported the kid was taken away from the, but the kid is back with them now. We'll see what happens now that this came out. Obviously, the DA is doing the due diligence, getting everything together. Still court. But Roger Goodell, what does this mean for fantasy? Because we all can talk about our opinions on this, but that doesn't really matter for this show.
That's true.
I would never touch him again.
You'll never draft him. I know.
No, I'm saying this year I wouldn't touch him anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna play.
You don't
I
think
think-
he'll play
I
at all
think-
this year?
No,
he won't
get,
be a Chief this year for sure.
Yeah, they'll release. He already isn't
You think
allowed
so?
to.
Because Kareem Hunt was released fast.
He's already
He is
not allowed
not
to
gonna-
attend team activities. So they've already taken a step in that direction, and then
But they
when
cut
they get
Kareem Hunt within hours.
But
of
they
the video
said
being released.
they
That's
said
true.
that they were going to make a decision by the end of this weekend. So by the time we publish this episode, the news will already be out.
That's true. It could be.
yeah,
That's what the Chiefs GM said. He came out and he said that we will have a decision and it'll be the right thing to do, basically.
Okay. So
and if it's anything like Adrian Peterson's suspension after they do their due diligence, I know
Adrian
Goodell.
Peterson's suspension wasn't even a suspension. He got the commissioner exempt
he
list.
said-
Okay, so commissioner's exempt list. He's probably going to sit out at least a year, and then have to ask for reinstatement.
So the domestic violence thing is 8 games.
Right? Yeah.
But that was
That's-
Adrian Peterson's first offense too, wasn't it?
That was the domestic violence thing wasn't put into place. The domestic violence thing came in after the Ray Rice incident, which was after the Adrian Peterson thing. So the domestic violence thing now is 8 games straight up.
Okay, because AP served 14.
But this is his
So-
second offense with the league.
Well, the first one was in college.
but he did a plea deal with the NFL when he first came in.
Oh,
So this is technically the second.
If it's a
I
second
think-
offense, then yeah, he's probably not going to
so
play
I
this
don't
year.
know how Roger.
I think it should be banned for life.
I agree. That's personal opinion, though.
No, well, that's their policy. Their policy with domestic abuse,
Oh, for second offense.
which yes is lifetime ban. That's the policy. The first one's 10 games, and the second one is lifetime ban.
Okay.
That's what they came out with. That's not me.
Right.
That's what happened after the Ray Rice deal.
Okay.
So it's my opinion,
I didn't
and
know
it's what
that,
the NFL has said that they would do. So it should be a lifetime ban. I don't think that will happen because talent outweighs everything else.
Yes. And
Unfortunately.
this is just another thing that proves that as much as these guys are great at a sport and great at this, they're not role models for people to look up to.
Chuck said that.
Yeah, long time ago. People forget a lot. So let's move on. Let's get into some brighter news. Broncos got their quarterback of the future. He's not going to start
Bust.
this year. Drew Lock.
Bust.
Elway already came out and said he's not going to start this year. Do you think he starts this year?
No, he's going to learn behind
Flacco would have to get hurt?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Almost
learn
exactly.
from Joe Flacco.
He's going to learn behind.
Learn how to
Exactly
throw it to
what-
the other team.
It's different because they wanted to get Lamar Jackson.
No,
in
but they weren't
ball.
going to start him until Flacco got hurt. Once Flacco got hurt, they
Yeah, but they-
kept him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, unless Flacco gets hurt, then he could take this job. But he's not going to take the job unless Flacco gets hurt.
Detroit ruins tight ends. New England ruins receivers. John Elway ruins quarterbacks.
Yep,
He didn't ruin
including
Manning.
himself.
He didn't ruin Manning.
He
Won a
tried
Super Bowl.
to.
He got close.
He tried to. They lost.
He
the
was
Super Bowl
literally
pretty bad.
one
They got-
hard hit away
They
from
won
dying.
the one 2 years later.
Yeah, when he wasn't as good.
Still won it.
One hit away from
Irv
dying.
Smith Jr. going to. Oh my God, I don't even know where he went.
He went
Where
to
we went?
Carolina,
No, he went to Minnesota.
Minnesota. That's right.
Minnesota. He is the Alabama tight end. Is this purely blocking? Big play threat. You got speed, separation. Is he the second coming of OJ Howard?
No.
Okay.
He's
Is
good.
OJ
He's-
Howard even that good?
Oh, yeah. OJ Howard's really good. Do you think he can do anything this year? Kyle Rudolph's nothing really fantasy wise, but do you think he's even going to see the field? With him being like
What does Kirk Cousins' history look like with tight ends? Did he?
Jordan Reed?
I mean, he used Jordan Reed pretty well.
Jordan Reed,
I mean, Jordan Reed was hurt a lot though too.
He
but
didn't
Jordan
use-
Reed was also all he had. Too.
Yeah,
He didn't use Rudolph. Tight ends, it's a pretty steep learning curve for their first year as well.
yeah.
And Irv Smith is talented. I'm not going to argue that. And he had a good year, especially in an Alabama system. He caught 44 passes for 710 yards this past year and 7 touchdowns. So that's, for Alabama especially, that's very good numbers.
Yeah, they just don't throw it very much. That's really good.
So for me personally, I think he's got long-term potential. But right now, I think he's probably, Rudolph's still got a year or two left in him anyway. He's probably going to sit behind, learn Rudolph, and learn the system. I don't expect a lot of Irv Smith this year, personally.
Okay.
They could run. I mean, they could run a 2 tight end set if they really want to get kind of frisky and maybe help Dalvin Cook out a little bit.
Maybe.
Which would be nice because we did rank him 12th. Mm-hmm. So I would like to see him succeed. Kirk, if he's not going to take advantage of it, at least put him in there to block. So.
All right, now that we're done talking about Irv Smith, we're going to wrap up this episode. You guys have fun. We're going to keep talking about the draft in our next episode, so make sure you tune into that. Hit us up on Instagram at EmptyWagonPod, on Twitter at EmptyWagonFF. You can hit up Gunsafeld19, that's for Eric. Brad is at Tack Jones, and I am at FF Josh Hughes. We love you guys. We love Voodoo Donuts, and you guys have a great week. Later.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for the support.